Here's what I know. A lot of us are like Amos. You may not want to admit it, but we've all been in Amos's shoes. You see, it was last Friday evening, as a matter of fact. It was a Friday evening, and Amos walked into the boss's office and says, "I'm sorry, here is my resignation. I cannot work for this company any longer." It was no more than 2 weeks prior that Amos had gone out looking for a job. You see, Amos was from the Great White North. That's Canada, if you're not familiar with it. Amos was with a brand new wife. She was with child. He needed a job. He went to the livery stable. He went to the bank. He went to the merchant. He could not find work anyplace until Amos walked in to the lumber camp at the edge of town. The lumber camp manager says, "Amos, I would love to have you as a lumberjack. Show up Monday morning. We will put you to work." Amos went home, talked to his new wife, and says, "I got a job. I can now provide for the family. I'm somebody." Amos shows up on Monday morning. His boss gives him a brand new axe and says, "Go out, Amos, and chop down trees." And Amos chops and chops and chops. At the end of the first day, Amos had fallen 17 trees. Now, Amos didn't know if 17 was a good number or not, but he came into the boss's office and says, "I fell 17 trees today. How is that?" The boss says, "Amos, no one has ever fallen more than 15 trees in a single day. 17, that is awesome. Congratulations. Come back tomorrow and do it again." Amos comes back the next day, and he chops and chops and chops 15 trees. Well, it's not the 17 that he chopped down the day before, but still 15, that's the record. That's still pretty good. On Wednesday, Amos comes back, and he chops and chops and chops and falls 13 trees. And he's wondering, what is it? I simply must muster up the courage, the strength to chop down even more trees. On Thursday, Amos comes in and chops, 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 and before he knows it, the day is over and he's fallen 11 trees. Amos is beside himself. Is he really cut out to be a lumberjack? He is a strapping young man after all, and comes back on Friday determined to chop down even more trees than he's chopped down previously. At the end of the day, Amos has fallen only 9 trees. He's battered, he's bruised, he's tired. And he walks into the boss's office and says, I'm so sorry. I apparently am not cut out to be a lumberjack. Here is my axe, and here is my resignation." Amos's boss says, "Amos, before I accept your resignation, I just have one quick question for you. When was the last time you sharpened your axe?" "Sharpened my axe? What are you talking about? I was so busy chopping down the trees, I didn't have time to sharpen my axe." Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you sharpened your speaking axe? When's the last time you took a voice lesson? When's the last time you watched yourself in front of an audience on videotape? When's the last time you worked with a speaking coach? You see, ladies and gentlemen, it's not about how hard we work, about renewed enthusiasm and vim and vigor and working harder. No, it's getting another perspective. It's sharpening our skills. Abraham Lincoln once said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe." So I ask you, you may have the skills, you may have some successes, but when's the last time you sharpened your skills? I invite you to jot this number down. In fact, on the text feature of your smart device, the number is 555-888. I can't make it too much easier than that. 555-888. And the word is speak. So text the word speak to 555-888. And through the magic of the Ethernet, you will receive my free report on the 3 biggest mistakes that emerging speakers make, but more importantly, how to overcome them. So ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to that text, 555-888, the word speak, and you will then begin to sharpen your speaking axe today.